Hello and welcome to Wonderland. My name is Allison, the self-proclaimed priestess of Wonderland, and if you're new here, please come join us. If you like exploring the weird and strange and unusual, we like to talk about the moon, we like to talk about astrology, we like to talk about tarot, we like to talk about crystals and magic and energy healing. And if that sounds like something you're interested in, please like and subscribe. And if you are coming back, welcome back. Thank you so much. I'm so glad you're here. Whether you're new or old, welcome to this Libra new moon solar eclipse. Pick a card reading for October of 2023. Are you ready to step into your power? Are you ready to step through the looking glass? Are you ready to step through the doorway or the portal or whatever might be lingering right around the threshold for you? Because this is a big, bright, wonderful, or I guess I shouldn't say bright, I should say dark. This is a dark solar eclipse because the sun is being blocked, so we don't have light. So, this is about finding the light within. Are you ready to follow that light at the end of the tunnel, at the other side of the doorway, on the other side of the portal, on the other side of the eclipse? If you are ready, check out these unicorns and see which one calls out to you. There are 3 different groups here, 3 different unicorns. If they all call out to you, watch all of them. Either way, decide which reading you want to read first, 1, 2, or 3. You'll find the timestamps in the description box below. And then there's also going to be a 4th reading, a collective reading at the end of how all of the readings kind of compared and related to each other, and also a little bit more about this Libra eclipse, also a little bit about the Taurus eclipse we'll have in a couple of weeks. So just more information about Libra and the eclipse and eclipse season in general, I guess I should say. And the readings were really interesting, very magical. I think we were all standing at this threshold and we're ready to step through it. So, whenever you're ready, choose a pile, and I will show you a close up of them here. We have unicorn number 1, unicorn number 2, and unicorn number 3. Find the timestamp below, and don't forget that last collective reading at the end. Thank you so much for being here. You're the only reason I'm here. I appreciate you so much. So let's jump into the readings. Hello, Group 1. If you chose this beautiful unicorn that's being lifted into the sky with all these other beautiful animals, so we've got some tarot cards, we've got some Archangel Michael cards, we've got some love cards, and then we've got some Raise the Vibe cards. So let's jump into it. We have the Six of Cups, the Six of Swords. Oh, and actually, I'm just I'm just noticing that they're both sixes. I didn't notice that in the beginning. And the Devil. So I was getting very immediate and direct messages for this reading, and I there's something that you have been working on, uh, whether it's like healing a past wound, uh, trying to correct some bad habits, or you've just really have been doing the work on yourself, exploring the shadows and the depths, and why do I do this? Why do I have this negative behavior? And you've been doing a really wonderful job of it, but for some reason it keeps coming back. That's why we have the Six of Swords in reverse here, because the Six of Swords upright is about leaving negative situations and uh, going to better, brighter horizons. But when it's in reverse, it's like we leave this situation and then another one exactly like it finds it. When this card is in reverse, I call it out of the frying pan and back in the fire. So, like, you're in this heated situation, volatile situation, negative situation in this frying pan, and you jump out of the frying pan, but then instead of getting out of the hot situation, you fall directly into the fire or onto the stove or whatever. So that's why the devil is here. There's some sort of situation, behavior, whatever it is for you that you're chained to, like you can't get away from it. And I believe that it's coming from either your childhood, behavior that was directly taught to you by older people in your life when you were a child, whether that was your parents, guardians, aunts, uncles, some sort of family member. And I do believe this is something familial, anyways. Like it's some sort of behavior that everyone in your family does. So you do it too, because naturally everything around you when you were at a very formative age taught you to be that way. It's normal for you. And I think as you've grown and evolved and changed, you're like, "Oh wait, this isn't that normal." And you've been trying to correct it. You've been trying to heal these things, but you're chained to it. It won't go away. So I asked, how do we um so I asked the Archangel Michael cards because of his sword here. How do we break away from these chains? Cut um how do we like break ties with this situation or negative behavior? So the first one we have here is have no fear. Fear is a trap of the ego. Allow me to use my sword of light to free you from the disquieting feelings holding you back. So first of all, allow Michael to come in and assist you. Archangel Michael has his sword and he can cut any situation. He's a very wonderful protector. He's also just a really good buddy to have to call in if you're feeling unsure about something like, "Hey Michael, will you come hang out with me?" um so this was making me feel like again kind of reinforcing the feeling of that this is very familial and very familiar for you. Like this behavior is normal. And you're afraid that because everyone around you does this behavior or is involved in this situation or whatever it is for you, that you're afraid of losing them, of not having them, or you're afraid of like, well, what happens when I stop doing this? Like, does I don't know. There's this fear around like, well, what I don't know how to not do this thing or create this situation or uh, do this habit because I don't know what it's like without it. And that's a really difficult thing with manifestation in any situation is, and that's why we like to use visualization. You can visualize that the sword of light is cutting through this thing, that's severing that tie and severing that chain that is binding you to it. Or you can just try to do some meditations and visualizations to imagine what your life would be like without this thing. Really try to picture it in your mind. That way you have something that you are looking forward to, that you're like actively trying to accomplish or achieve, or like you can see the finish line or the light at the end of the tunnel. So the other one is yes, you are correct. You have listened to your inner guidance and made a wise choice. Keep moving forward. So this was again confirmation for the initial feeling that I had about you've done this before. Like you've thought that you've healed this thing, but then it just keeps coming back. And or you're presented with the same situation over and over and over again and you're like, I thought I healed this. I thought I dealt with this. Like why does this keep coming back? Um so I think you should give yourself credit for the work that you have done because you have done the work, you have done the healing, but you just haven't gotten to the root of it yet. So, um the raise your vibe cards are healing myself heals my lineage. So again, this is something that like everyone in your family is guilty of, And that's why it feels normal to you. So you are the one that has decided to come here to heal this thing, to change this thing, to shift this thing, and you're healing your lineage at the same time. And you are worthy. Like, you're worthy of having this, whatever the light is at the end of the tunnel, whatever the finish line is, whatever the goal is, whatever it is that you're trying to achieve, like, you are worthy of this. And especially with the fear card here, this might be a good affirmation that, like, that you need to remind yourself on a regular basis, like, hey, I'm worthy of not being stuck in this repetitive cycle anymore. And this is a really big thing for you. You're clearing your karma. You're clearing your ancestral karma. You're clearing past life trauma. This is a really big shift and transformation for you. And spirit has seen that you have been doing the work. Don't feel guilty about having to do this over and over again. Every time that you've learned this lesson or been encountered this situation or are triggered by this thing, you've chiseled away at it little by little and bit by bit. And that's part of the process. There's no failure in that. You have tried, you are trying, and you continue to try, and you can keep going and you can keep moving forward. Imagine all unwanted thoughts dissolving into light, creating room for new opportunities and possibilities in your life. And one thing I want to say about, like, when we're clearing karma, when we are healing things, when even if you're just clearing a room in your home or clearing your energetic field, if you're walking around your house with some incense smoke and clearing the energy in your home, make sure that you are cracking the windows so that that negative energy has a place to leave. Because when we're smoke cleansing with the windows closed, you're just kind of moving and shifting the energy around. Yeah, it might feel clear for a little bit, but that's because all the negative, dark, shadowy energy has, like, creepy crawled into a corner. And so we want to crack the windows to give that energy a place to go. You can transmute it in the earth if you're using different cleansing methods. You might be using crystals. Crystals can transmute energy. But once you've cleared and emptied that space, you need to fill it back up with positive energy. So if you do a clearing meditation, you want to fill and you're, like, releasing and unblocking, you want to fill that back up with something. You want to fill that up with the visualizations that you have of what's at the finish line, what's at the end of the tunnel, and have that be your reminder. Fill it up with positive affirmations. Fill your energetic field with light, cleansing, clearing light, but also positive energy. Like, fill it with hope. If you're clearing your home, and you clear your office, stand in the center of your office and think, I'm filling this space up with productivity and success and achievement and inspiration and the desire and motivation. If you're clearing your bedroom, fill your space up with love and relaxation and companionship. And if you're clearing space in your kitchen, fill it up with warm, healthy meals. Like, envision, like, families gathering together and having wonderful conversations and lots of laughter and light and love filling up your space. And you can do the same thing when we're healing and clearing blockages within our own energetic field and within our body. When we clear that space, it's empty, just like an empty room. So fill up your body with energy and vibrancy and health and wisdom. Fill it up with knowledge, fill it up with affirmations or those visualizations that we talked about. So, before I jump into our unicorn message, I want to just kind of recap everything here. So, there's something that you have already been healing, but it goes back further than you thought. You've been cutting off the top, like, imagine like a plant, like, you're just trimming the top of the plant. You're like, "Let me just cut this away," and then it keeps growing back even bigger and stronger sometimes. So, you have to get down to the root. And this definitely feels like something that is older than what you've been thinking. Like that's like maybe you're just trying to clear and change the habits, whatever the bad habit, the negative activity is. So like you've stopped doing that, but it goes back further than that. It's like ancestral, it's childhood, it is like early development. So you have to go back to that time and really do that shadow work and healing there because you're just cutting off the top and then it's growing back. Know that it's not your fault. Anything that you have done in the past can be let go. Anything and everything can be let go, can be healed, can be um, transformed and transmuted into something else, into something more positive. And forgiving yourself and allowing yourself to make mistakes along the way is part of the process. So, not beating yourself up. You have done a lot of work. Be proud of yourself and don't forget that. So, our unicorn message here is Ascension Lift. Prepare for rapid spiritual growth. Be ready for opportunities. This one also mentions opportunities. Like it's almost like this door has been open for a while, the elevator door, and you've chose to take the stairs. Choosing this card indicates that it's time to prepare for rapid spiritual growth. When you are climbing stairs, your progress may feel slow, sometimes laborious. Now, however, you have the opportunity to take the lift. Oh, that's what I just said. When you are undergoing a growth spurt like this, you need to look after yourself properly. Eat and drink in a way that sustains your physical body. Scan your emotional life and sort out anything that might prevent you from seizing this opportunity. Finally, ensure that your thoughts and beliefs are supportive and your spiritual advancement and happiness. Change any that do not assist your progress. If you signed up for a car or a bicycle race, you would ensure that your vehicle is in good condition. Your physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual bodies need to be prepared in some way. When you are ready, your unicorn suggests that you sit quietly. Then the angels and unicorns can touch you with ascension activations that will accelerate your spiritual journey. So, this is really interesting that the physical body is coming in, just like I was just talking about clearing the energetic space. Um, like moving your physical body is clearing energy at the same time, or at least moving it. I know a lot of times, like, I mean, personally, I'm like, if I'm feeling overwhelmed energetically, my first thought is to sit and rest, or to meditate, or to take a nap, or to like try to like rejuvenate my energy somehow. And a lot of times that's not very beneficial. The energy wants to be moved. So sometimes just going for a walk or doing some chores around the house, something that just like physically moves energy around. So there you don't always have to just like sit, nap, rest, although sometimes that is beneficial too. But there is some sort of like literal elevation and movement coming in for you. So maybe setting intentions this cycle around like really taking care of your energetic and your physical body. Adding something in like trying to drink plenty of water every day. If that's the easiest place to start, try with water. And then add in trying um, like personally, something that's really quick and easy for me, I'm just sharing this as an example, is smoothies. Smoothies in the morning is the best thing for me. Like if I try to force myself to eat like eggs and bacon or even just like a bowl of cereal, like it's just too much to process in the morning for me physically. So if I throw I throw carrots and celery. I make a big pitcher of my smoothie, and that way I have it for at least like 3 days. So every morning I can just grab it and drink it. And the first meal of the day is fruits and vegetables versus like something that's a little bit more dense and harder to process. Um, but just taking small steps and going for a walk, like when you get home from work, go for a walk, like go grab your mail and just do a walk around the block, and then just then go about your regular routine. Just take really small, easy steps. It's not going to all happen at once. Um, and you've already done a lot of work, so give yourself a break. Um, take little easy baby steps because you're about to get lifted. So, if you would like a more personal reading, let me know. Those are always available on my website. There's lots of different varieties. We can do a one-on-one session, or I can do a pre-recorded video personally for you. So check those out on my website, priestessofwonderland.com. I am trying to get into doing more live streams, so that's always available. And if you want a more uh, I guess if you want to save money, the memberships are a really wonderful way to support me because you get there's a variety of levels there. You can get weekly cards, you can get a monthly reading, you can get 2 monthly readings. There's lots of different options there, and it's the best way to support me, and it's also a way for you to save. So I appreciate you so much. I hope you have a wonderful and happy new moon. Remember to take it easy on yourself, especially if there's any volatile energy around the eclipse. Thank you so much again. I appreciate you stopping by the other side of the looking glass. Hello, group 2. If you chose these 2 beautiful unicorns, then this is your message for the Libra new moon solar eclipse for October 2023. We've got some tarot cards. We've got some Race of Vibe cards. We've got some Archangel Michael cards, and we've got a love message. So let's jump into it. The first card is the Knight of Cups. All you need is love. Sorry, I'm not a very good singer. The King of Swords and the Four of Wands. So I'm not gonna lie, I was really confused by this reading at first. I was like, so what's the problem here? Like, we've got the knight in shining armor bringing us a cup of love, and we've got a love-filled celebration going on here. And I was just like, what the heck? Like, what's the problem? And I don't know why I need to find like a problem, but it just like I feel like we go to tarot readings for guidance, and I was just really kind of stuck like, well, what is it? And finally it hit me. I was like, oh, the King of Swords is and too wise to be able to be falling for some knight in shining armor offering a cup of hearts. So I think those of you that may have chosen this card or may have chosen this group might be like keep your distance when it comes to love and relationships. And I mean, on all levels, like family love, friendship love, romantic love, whatever. This is a collective reading, so whatever this situation is for you, but I think for some of you it's all three. I think you have people in your life, but you've kept yourself at a distance because of being hurt in the past. I think you just like you're like, well, I've had these friends for 10 years, and but I feel like you're maybe always there for them. You offer your love and support to them, but you might not always receive it and accept it for yourself, because this makes you feel safe. It helps you keep your distance so that you're never going to be hurt again. But love is literally knocking on your door. And so I think this solar eclipse is going to like try to be breaking down some of those walls, or at least softening them a little bit, because everyone deserves and needs to receive love. And you can't just keep giving out love and not receiving it back, because your love tank is going to be empty. So choose kindness. Relationships are assignments, and feeling fear is a call for love. So, the spirit is really calling out this group of people right now. And honestly, I kind of feel called out a little bit because I can totally relate to this. So I want to read this one because I think it's very significant for this reading. So, no connection or relationship happens by accident. There are many opportunities to learn in every interaction we have with others. Sure, there can be toxic and draining relationships, but but through these, we gain a deeper sense of who we are. Like you wouldn't have become as smart and wise as you are if it weren't for the obstacles that you have had in past relationships. But through these, we gain a deeper sense of who we are, the gifts we have, and the strength that we can draw on to overcome adversity. Nothing in the universe is set in stone. Everything is constantly changing according to the workings of human intentions and divine laws. So this makes me feel like you're like, well, I'm comfortable now. I feel safe and I feel kept at a safe distance so that I'm never going to get hurt again. And it's been working for you so far, but now it's really time for you to let love in. It's not that everything happens for a reason, it's more that we have the opportunity to find reason in the happenings. The universe isn't setting up harmful situations for us to learn from. The assignment is acting on what we've learned. When you draw this card, you are being called by the universe to assess all that you've learned from your past relationships. Don't make the same mistake twice, for if you fall into old patterns, your past will become your present, and that's not what will serve you joy. So, the universe is literally screaming at you to open yourself up to love, whether that's romantic love, friendship love, or reconnecting with somebody in your family. If you are scared of all of these things that I've been saying, feeling fear is a call for love. So let's get some guidance from Archangel Michael. Look at that. Have no fear. Fear is a trap of the ego. Allow me to use my sword of light to free you from disquieting feelings holding you back. This card so far is a common theme amongst both of the readings. So I feel like this fear is the eclipse might be breaking through some walls and boundaries that have been put up by fear um, for a lot of us collectively. And be the light to others. You have a powerful message to share. Shine your light on the world so that others can learn from you. So, by avoiding connections with people, you're not sharing your gifts and using your light. You're not doing the thing that you said that you were going to do when you came here, which is sharing your light with others. Manifesting miracles. Your dream is soon to become a reality. Trust your heart and continue to follow its guidance. I think that this can pertain to a lot of different situations, but what's really calling out to me is like if romantic love is literally knocking on your door, this is your like trust your heart and continue to follow its guidance. Your dream is soon to become a reality. Like you may have been dreaming of this perfect romantic person and now they're in your life and you're like, "Oh, never mind, just kidding. I didn't want that because it's scary." But I think for those of you that don't resonate with the romantic relationship aspect of this, I believe that this is owning your power, like learning, accumulating that knowledge from past experiences, and now you're feeling like stronger and ready and like healed, and you're ready to like own your power to to use your power to transfer your light to others in whatever form that might be. And our beautiful unicorn friend is the unicorn portal. Focus your light and listen for a message. So I found it really interesting that just the image on this card is two unicorns. Like you have to make in-person physical connections. Like it's part of your path, it's part of your purpose, and you need to make that connection. You might even, because of the celebration card here, you might even be needing to connect other people with other people too. Like you are the facilitator of, I don't know, channeling this light into the world. So this might be like connecting other people as well, because I'm seeing like groups of people, like maybe facilitating some sort of gathering or class or a meditation group or a, I don't know. I don't know what it is exactly, but let's read the unicorn message. Holding like this space in a container that's safe for others, because you've had to make this space safe for yourself. So focus your light and listen for a message. A portal is a high frequency space or gateway to another dimension. When you draw this card, unicorns are asking you to create one in your home, office, or somewhere special so that you can step from their domain into yours. When you have decided where your portal will be, decide how long you wish it to remain in place. Then follow the visualization below and know that you are creating a space where humans and unicorns can meet. Anyone entering the portal in their physical or spiritual body can connect more easily with unicorns there. So I'm going to read the exercise that it recommends in this, but I really feel like you are supposed to be creating a sacred space for people, whether that's, I don't know, like a yoga class, a meditation group, a full moon group, a new moon group, a tarot group, like some sort of, or just like a discussion group. Like, I don't know, I just visualize like this circle of people sitting around and sharing in a circle. So create a unicorn portal. Set the intention to create the portal. Cleanse the space where you wish to create it with music, the violet flame, sage sticks, or anything else that feels right for you. Prepare the space with crystals, candles, flowers, or an altar. Visualize a beautiful door to another dimension. See your unicorn placing a garland of roses around your neck. Your unicorn passes a key. Open the door and enter the unicorn realms. Receive light, love, blessings, or inspiration from the unicorns who greet you. Do they have a message for you? Leave the door open so that unicorns can step through. As soon as you have set up your portal and dedicated it with love and pure intention, unicorns will be drawn towards it. This card has come to you because you are ready to serve the universe in this way. So even if you're not like resonating with like the unicorn bit, so like the so I'm a massage therapist, and I have already used practices like this. Like when I set up my space before I'm doing body work, I basically create a portal. It's just like this safe container for people to heal. So I also do that when I'm doing readings. I open a circle, I invite guides in, I invite my guides in, I invite angels in. I say that this is a safe space and that no negative energy can enter there. And it just, it's like holding this space. I mean, normally people open a circle or portal for doing spell work. So it like gives you this safe container to put, so that you can put all of your energy and all of your intentions and all of whatever your magic is, whatever the spell is. And then when you take it down, you're releasing it. So you're releasing this like huge gathering of energy into the universe, and it helps to make spells and magic more effective. But it also works the same way for healing, for creating a safe space for people to communicate in. And and for me, I use it for tarot because I think if I'm inviting somebody in, it helps like soften their energy, open them up a little bit, and get them prepared and ready to receive messages. So it seems like you might be facilitating something similar to this. I don't know if I'm like getting the actual thing correctly, but like you have the ability to do this. And I think, I think the lunar eclipse in Libra, which is very heart centered and love centered, is helping this group specifically, but I do think on a collective level, is helping us to recognize that when we put up these walls of protection, that we're protecting our hearts because we're hurt in the past, it also blocks out love from coming in. So if we create these safe, sacred spaces and containers for that allows love in, we'll be able to recognize that receiving and giving love can go freely, should go freely, and there should not be this wall of protection. Um, because love, that light is protection. Light allows things to pass through it. A wall is a barrier, so it's blocking things from going either way, if that makes sense. So I feel like this eclipse is opening us up to realizing like, hey, I can't I can't keep this wall up anymore because I need to have good things to come into my life. And I think that those of you that chose group 2 are more likely to facilitate this. And even if you're not someone that's like teaching a class or doing tarot readings or holding sacred space or doing energy work, just the people that you interact with on a day-to-day basis, your coworkers, the girl at the checkout line at the grocery store, or the somebody that you pass walking on the street or whatever, you're still having an energetic exchange with them, whether you communicate with them or not. Like you are a walking vessel of light, a channel of light. So even if you're not facilitating like specific spiritual events, you still are doing that. You're doing that with your friends, you're doing that with your family, and you're doing that with the strangers that you encounter in your regular day life. Um, and it might be that you need to create some sort of sacred space within your home to cleanse and clear your energy because you're doing that all day long, whether you are know that you're doing it or not. And you need to come home, cleanse your energy, enter this little portal of sacred space that you've created and recharge. Like you're plugging back in. You've given all this light and now you're plugging back in and recharging and receiving that light for yourself, just like this dude here. So let me know in the comments if you chose this group. Put in a butterfly and a heart emoji in the comments. Let me know if you chose this group and how it resonated with you. If you want a more personal reading, those are always available on my website. There's all different varieties on there, different levels. We can do a one-on-one, set up a one-on-one reading, or I can do a pre-recorded reading for you. I also have memberships on Ko-fi that uh, help you keep consistent with connecting in with spirit. So that varies from weekly cards to monthly readings or even 2 monthly readings. So there's all sorts of levels there. I try to make everything as affordable as possible. And I thank you so much for joining us here on YouTube. The easiest and freest way to help support me is to always like and subscribe on this video. Share it with your friends if it resonated with you. And I just appreciate you so much. Thank you for being a light in this world. And thanks for stopping by the other side of the looking glass with us today. Hello, group three. If you chose this beautiful unicorn here, then this is your reading for the new moon in Libra solar eclipse for October of 2023. We've got some tarot cards, we've got some Archangel Michael cards, and we've got some Raise the Vibe cards, and we've got a love message. So let's jump into it. The King of Cups is your first tarot card. The Four of Wands and the Eight of Wands. Oh, I was reading this as upright, but I think it was I just now noticed that it was in reverse. Okay, that makes this reading a little bit more sense because I was like, what are you waiting for? Like, why aren't you jumping in? Okay, this makes more sense that this is in reverse because okay, that makes so much more sense. I was like, what's going on here? Like, what are we waiting for? Okay, so first of all, let's just talk about this. So we have the King of Cups, and what this was telling me is that like you're ready. Like you are owning your spirituality, you're owning your emotions, and you're sitting in your throne of power. And we have something to look forward to, something to celebrate, a cause for celebration, and I also really see this, especially with since this card has come up multiple times today, I see this eclipse as a portal for a lot of us, or like a gateway or a doorway. Like, are we going to choose to step through this door or not? Having this in reverse makes a lot more sense because I was just like, you're ready. Like, let's go. Let's do this thing. But with this card in reverse, I understand now that there is some hesitation. So if you have been feeling hesitation, the spirit is telling you to go, like just walk through the door like you're meant to. But let's jump into the other cards. So I am supported on my path. Okay, this reading is making so much more sense now. I'm like, okay, so if you have been feeling any self doubt or unsure of what you're supposed to be doing, like you are already doing exactly what you're supposed to be doing. You are supported on your path 100%. You're the king of freaking cups. Like, sit on your throne and own your power. It is safe for you to shine. Do not hold back. You were called here on a mission. Don't hesitate anymore. Do not hesitate. Do not doubt. Do not hold yourself back. But I understand that it's not easy. I am totally victim of doubting myself all the time. So let's get some messages from Archangel Michael to help us feel a little bit more safe and protected. You are safe within my bubble of light. You can proceed with confidence. And have no fear. Fear is a trap of the ego. Allow me to use my sword of light to free you from the disquieting feelings holding you back. So, I want to read for this card before we jump into our unicorn because I feel like you need that motivation and reminder that like you came here for a reason. There is certainly or this is certainly not your first incarnation, and there's a good chance it's not your last. Before you came into this body, your soul set the intention to remember the power of your spirit in this lifetime. It set the intention to bring the light of source. That was your mission. The rest was left up to you. All the learning, all the experiences, and what you might do with them. But your life has great purpose, and when this card comes to you, the universe is reminding you of it. In fact, this card is a boost of confidence. It shows you that you are on the right path. Just by being who you truly are, you are a bright spark of light and goodness to other people. So stop getting yourself worried about specifics. Just express the power of your spirit in the most authentic way possible. Shine now, Shine where you are, express your gifts, and the rest will unfold. The vibe of the day is I remember the power of my spirit. If you have been feeling doubt, unsure, uncertainty, hesitation, this is your sign. Do not hesitate. Keep going, move forward. You are supported. You are safe. You are on a mission. Have no fear. You are protected. Surrender. At times, we must surrender the old before something new can enter our lives. Let go and it will work out. Stop trying to control everything. Just let go. It's all going to work out. You are ready to go. What are you waiting for? And your beautiful unicorn message here is Pool of Christ Light. Open your heart and spread unconditional love. This is a card of transcendent love. For Christ's light is pure source love that flows from the Godhead at a diamond white frequency. Unicorns carry it in their energy field and bring it down on the golden ray through white gold, then gold, to a level where you can access it. Christ light can heal at a cellular level. It can dissolve blocks in your physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual fields and replace them with love. It can bring you peace or great joy and raise your frequency to the ninth dimension. It is also a powerfully protective energy. In our universe, great pools of Christ light are held in Lacume, the part of Sirius that has ascended. Ask your unicorn to take you there in meditation or sleep to bathe in the wondrous energy. This fills your spirit with love. You see with eyes of love, hear and talk with love. Your heart glows. You radiate love. Your guidance is to breathe in the Christ light and practice seeing, hearing, and communicating with love so that you live in a Christ way. Your unicorn is asking you to radiate the divine energy to other people, places, and situations too, for this will make a significant difference to them. It will also accelerate your ascension and bring you closer to your unicorn. So, even if you are not Christian and you don't resonate with religious things like that, just thinking of this as the golden ray of light can help positively raise your vibration and connect you to source. So, I mean, just look at this as like pool of light. If the word Christ is a little bit triggering for you, I know that is for some people, but I personally just, I mean, I'm not Christian. I don't follow any sort of religion, but I view it as, I mean, they were the people in the Bible. They were people that were receiving spiritual guidance just as we are actively trying to receive spiritual guidance right now. Whether it was all true or not, whether, I mean, they were human and some things get misinterpreted, some things get, our human and our ego ness gets in the way. So, um, we all make mistakes. We're all human, and it's difficult to transmit frequency accurately. It's difficult to translate and communicate between dimensions like that accurately between the spirit worlds, and that's why we use tools like oracle cards and tarot cards to help that message be more clear to our human ears. So even if you don't resonate with the Christ part of this card, and even if you do, I know there are members of our community that at least during childhood, had a Christian background or continue to kind of like merge their Christianity with um, more earth based or spiritual traditions as well, which I think is very beautiful. So take what resonates and leave the rest. This is a really big, powerful message for those of you that chose this group. Like, do not hesitate. Like, I think that this lunar eclipse, and maybe you should set intentions to really sit in your throne of power, to own your spirituality, and to keep moving forward and to not doubt. Try to work on that this moon cycle, to not doubt yourself at all. Remember that you are called here on a mission. You are supported on your path. It's safe for you to shine. You are protected. Have no fear. I don't know any other way to say it. Step through this portal, and we'll see you on the other side of the looking glass. If you are interested in a more personal private reading, those are available on my website, priestessofwonderland.com. And there's also memberships where you can support monthly, and because you support monthly, you get a discount. So those are available on Ko-fi. So check out both my Ko-fi and my website, which are both linked in the description below. Thank you so much for being here, and we'll see you next time. Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for checking out this video today. We had some very beautiful readings. I hope that you enjoyed yours. There were some very wonderful, like, similarities to all of the groups. So if you were drawn to more than one pile, I would recommend going back and like watching that other one that you were drawn to, because you might get like little bits and pieces here and there that resonate with you. So, first things first, this Libra solar eclipse really does feel like a portal or a doorway or a gateway that we are have the opportunity to step through if we choose to or not. So, Libra in general is ruled by Venus. It's a very heart-centered sign. The scales of justice, creating balance and harmony and peace. Like, it's a really lovely sign and it's a really lovely energy. And I think that this eclipse season is really beautiful because of that, but also because it's paired with Taurus, which is also ruled by Venus. And it's more about, Taurus is more about like the physical, tangible things, the things that we can touch, that we love, the sensation and the experience of pleasure. And I think that it's just a really beautiful eclipse season that we have. It even if things might feel difficult or like you're struggling a little bit, I think that there's always this way to come back to love with both of these signs, kind of bookending this eclipse season. And that's one of the reasons why I chose to use the unicorn deck today, because they just have this lovely, airy, magical energy to it, which I feel like really corresponds to Libra very beautifully. And the thing about unicorns also is that you have to believe in it. You have to believe in unicorns. Like, you just have to, in order for them to be real. And that, I feel like, kind of embodies the airiness of love. Like, when we think about love, we might think of like the more Taurusy aspect of it, of the physical things, like, oh, I love this. I love this thing that I can hold and that I can touch. I love, and that's how we express love. We express love through touch and things that we can feel the pleasure of it. But Libra doesn't. Libra believes in love. Libra expresses love in those unseen ways. So that's why I chose the unicorn deck. We had really beautiful messages from them, but all of them really are, I think, collectively, is we are given this opportunity to step through the doorway, to step through the portal, and elevate and lift ourselves up. Like, that was kind of a very communal message, and to, like, this is an opportunity. Like, we are given this gift right now, I think, of like, okay, I'm just going to trust and I'm going to believe and I'm going to walk through and I'm just going to hope for the best on the other side. And we received this card in two of the groups. It was groups one and three. And Normally this card is about a celebration, like a milestone celebration, like a wedding or a graduation or a promotion or, some sort of like really significant celebration. But it's also a portal. It's also a doorway. You can see like the four wands, they're also a doorway that you can walk through, which I think is very significant for this eclipse season. Now, this all sounds wonderful and great and beautiful. And of course, we want to believe it. We want to believe in this magic. We want to believe in this portal. We want to believe in this ascension. And we want to believe that the light is on the other side. But there's also a lot of fear that we are experiencing, like the what ifs, the like, what if it's not there? What if I'm giving up this thing and I can't go back to it? Or what if this isn't the right thing to do? So this card, have no fear, came up, I'm not joking, in every single reading. After shuffling and shuffling and shuffling, this card needed to be heard by all three groups and everybody that chose to watch this video. So, fear is a trap of the ego. Allow me to use my sword of light to free you from the disquieting feelings holding you back. And I didn't read from the book for this card yet, so I want to read it here because it pertains to all of us. Life can be scary. Sometimes you may fear a situation that is before you because people often terrified of the unknown. This can create an energetic connection to the very things we're afraid of. That's where my sword of light can help. If you ask, I can sever those connections with a wave of my sword. And I think that's the point. Like, we have to ask for it and we have to take that step forward through the door. What's important to remember is that you are never, ever alone, not even for a second. Your guardian angels are with you every moment of every day of your life. Likewise, I am also with you at any moment you wish me to be. And this is Michael, Archangel Michael speaking. All you have to do is ask. Some people think of me as a warrior archangel, but the only war I'm engaged in is the one I'm fighting alongside you. The war against your ego and against the fear and worry it causes in your life. You don't have to be afraid. Take a moment to breathe through your fears. Remember, Libra is an air sign. Breath work is a really wonderful exercise to do around an eclipse or around a Libra anything, really. Take a moment to breathe through your fears. Consider meditation or walks in nature to calm you. Know deep in your heart that you are loved and protected and that your choices are being angelically guided. It's time to leave fear behind and live your fullest, very best life. And that's all I have to say about that, really. Thank you again so much for watching. Thank you for your support. Liking this video is the freest way to help. But if you would like a more private reading, those are available on my website. Or you can support me monthly, which is also a really, really wonderful way to support me. And then I'm able to give back to you. So thank you so much for your support. I hope to see you on the other side of the looking glass. Thank you so much, friends.